Everybody, welcome back. MDW coming at you with not one, not two, not three, but a triple threat Hot Toys review over the next few days. We've got three figures coming at you. First one though is the Rise of Skywalker Sith Trooper. The last Rise of Skywalker trailer hits tomorrow, and also as well the tickets for the cinema go on sale then as well. So the hype is really starting to build, if there is a hype. I don't know if there is or not. So many people are noses out of joint for the Last Jedi. I know I thought it was terrible in some places of it. The more I watch it, the more it still starts winding me up more. But we'll see what happens with this last film. Can they finally resurrect the franchise at the end of this series? We'll see. The Sith Trooper was available at Comic-Con this year, and you had to pay stupid money to get hold of him. So I waited until it came out a bit closer to the time. But yeah, looking forward to this one. So the first figure of the Rise of Skywalker. Let's get into it. Everybody, welcome back. Thanks for joining me. So let's do the quick unboxing. So the first wave of these figures, I believe, had this limited edition kind of red slipcase over the top of them. So again, it's got all the production crew on the back, picture of the Sith Trooper. It's got this nice kind of glossy finish to it, Star Wars logo, Sith Trooper on the front, nice bright red colour. There we go, so you slide that off. And there we go, there's a standard Hot Toys box underneath that you guys are used to. Picture of the Sith Trooper again, Star Wars logo, and on the back there is a picture of two Sith Troopers together. I believe they're doing a double pack of these as well that will go up for pre-order. Let me take this off, as usual, front piece, and then there's another little kind of like slip card case thing that goes over the top of the figure, the Sith Trooper. Take that off, and there's the figure ready to go in its plastic packaging. Nice real ruby red colour to the figure, that's what I like about it. A couple of new guns there as well, a few hands, not really many other accessories. So yeah, the Sith Trooper, I'm quite interested to see how much difference this has between this and the original First Order Stormtrooper. It looks like there's a little bit more actually than I originally thought on it, but I'm also intrigued to have a look at the actual Sith Trooper, as in like the backstory of the character as well. I mean, you know, in The Last Jedi, Kylo Ren says about it's time for everything to die, the Sith, the Jedi, everything. So, and then all of a sudden Sith Troopers rock up in the next film. So I'm not really clear about that. Also not really clear about, you know, do they protect the Sith? Are they like a personal bodyguard to the Sith? Is Kylo Ren a Sith? Is he not? You know, so will we see this guy with the guys with the Emperor, which we probably won't be. So do these guys have Sith powers? Are these guys Sith Lords? Do you know what I mean? We had, I bought the Black Series Sith Trooper from Amazon, the exclusive carbonised one, and on the back it says the First Order readies an elite army of soldiers that draw inspiration from a dark and ancient legacy. So I'm quite interested in that, to see if these guys are going to be running around shooting like Sith lightning bolts out, or they've all got lightsabers or something that we don't know about, or do you know what I mean, whether they just, I don't know, Sith acolytes. I don't know, I really don't know. So I'm interested to see that, but let's get down to business and have a little look at the figure outside of the box. Guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining me. Let's have a look at the First Order Sith Trooper from the Rise of Skywalker. So I've got my First Order Stormtrooper, standard Stormtrooper here as well, just to have a comparison of them, because I think it's pretty important to see the differences between them, because it's quite a lot of money to pick up another figure that is quite similar, should we say, to the First Order Stormtrooper. So height-wise, they're pretty much exactly the same height. The Sith Trooper weighs a little bit more because he's got a bit of different armour going on with him. So let's have a quick look at the Sith Troopers articulation first. So again, they've got, unlike the Stormtroopers from the original trilogy, they've got this kind of rubber undersuit. You guys can see here, it's kind of got this ribbed rubber undersuit. The First Order Stormtrooper kind of has this faux leather undersuit here, and then the ribbed bits at the arms. The Sith Trooper seems to have the whole ribbing all the way across his entire suit, and the back there, under his arms there. He's also got a few smoother bits. You guys can see there around his torso. It's just got the kind of faux leather, fake faux leather plasticky kind of material there, and then underneath his groin piece there. So I'm assuming that's just to stop it from rubbing, or perhaps the rubbery bits from, you know, coming off or scratching or damaging the armour in any way. Movement then, let's have a look. So the head articulates left and right, up and down. No issues there with the head movement. The arms, pretty much about as that high you're going to get them. Any higher than that, obviously you've got this bit on his shoulder that's rubbing against the plastic, so you can't get anything more than that. Movement backwards, not really much, guys, again, probably about that and that far forward. You can feel it tugging at the shoulder here, so you know kind of when to stop, really. there isn't much of a torso crunch. This piece of armour here on the torso, this is loose, this top bit, so it has a little bit of movement there, but there isn't really much of a torso swivel. There's a little bit of a crunch because of this loose piece, not much though. Then down below here again you can get the normal splits, not very much at all though out of this guy. That's about as far as he's going to go. The faux leather and the rubber rib in there is very, very tight, so you're not going to be able to get much more movement apart from that. And then his legs have got hardly any movement at all in them. So because this part here, the rubber ribbon at the top of his legs, pretty much stops his leg from raising at all, so you're probably going to only get about that much height out of it. The double knee joint is there, but again, you can't really, raise his leg high enough to do kind of any sort of kneeling position or kneeing anybody. So it's just kind of, that's about as far as you're going to get it, I'm afraid, with the movement. And then his foot obviously goes up and down, doesn't really swivel a bit to the right, not much to the left, but yeah, there's a little bit of movement there. So yeah, that's good. So yeah, pretty standard, I think. The articulation is the same as the First Order Stormtrooper that I say reviewed ages ago, and I just kind of was expecting the same sort of thing. So if you've got the First Order Stormtrooper, you're going to know what the movement capabilities are of the Sith Trooper. So, what makes a Sith Trooper different from the standard First Order Trooper, I hear you say? Well, obviously, straight away the colour, you'd be a fool not to see that first. There are some other subtle differences to the armour as well. A lot of people kind of look at it and go, oh yeah, no, there isn't really much. I didn't even realise how much of a difference there is to the helmet until you actually compare it to the First Order Stormtrooper. So you put it next to that, you see the First Order Stormtrooper is a lot more kind of soft lines across it. Do you know what I mean? It looks a lot more kind of clean cut. The Sith Trooper one looks, I don't know, it looks more aggressive, the helmet, I think, if that's even a thing. The bits, the front pieces underneath his eyes there are a lot more square and defined. Everything's a lot more square and rigid. He's also got these like crazy lines that are going on everywhere as well. So you guys can see marked down there on his helmet, across the bit here, and his grills. So there's a lot of detail added to that all the way across the armour. If we just quickly zoom out, zoom in, zoom out. You guys can see it made up all over the armour here, so you can see there's lines made, loads of different kind of patterns and designs on the armour. On his shoulder pads there, he's got this kind of the line design there going down on his bicep bit and on the greaves. Across his torso bit, his belt's a bit different as well from the First Order Stormtrooper, so the First Order's got the pouches on it. Here, this guy has got the pouches on it again, but he hasn't got these kind of, again, the kind of plasticky ones, the black ones on there. It's just all red in keeping with the armour. You can see the back of the armour is the same kind of design there. Little bits of difference, subtle differences there. All the way down his leg there again, you can see that kind of same line design pattern going down there, and even onto the greaves and onto his legs, and even on his feet as well. So the armour is quite different. Obviously we've got this as well on this side here, so I'm not too sure what this is. I don't know if it's a targeting array or some sort of light possibly or something. I don't know, we'll perhaps see that in the film. That's another added bit to the figure. He's also got these kind of other bits, panels on the side of this arm, on the right hand arm of his, and even on the right hand greave actually as well. He's got a lot more going on his right hand side there. So it's in keeping with perhaps the gun or he has or something, the weaponry. So yeah, there is differences. They are quite a bit more than you would think they would be. Well, definitely more than I thought they would be when I took the figure out of the box. Is it worth picking up the figure for these differences? I'm not too sure. I mean, it's all very exciting at the moment with the Rise of Skywalker coming out. If you are excited, I don't know, you might not be excited because of The Last Jedi, but there is enough differences I think here to warrant picking the figure up. I wouldn't pay kind of crazy money for him. It's one of them things where I think if you wait a few months after the film, you'll probably able to start picking these guys up for really, really cheap. I don't know on that one. The First Order Stormtroopers you can get on eBay now for like £100. The heavy troopers and stuff I've seen on there for really cheap pricing, so I'm not too sure how this guy is gonna go. One thing of note, everybody, that I would say, which I dislike about my figure immensely, is at the back of his trousers here. So you can see the kind of seal where the two kind of rubber parts meet there on his undersuit. You guys can see it there, the kind of stitching or the join there. For some reason there's this massive kind of lump or buckle in the rubber for me, and it's just, whatever position I put his legs in, it looks like he's just got this really kind of rubbery, big kind of floppy arse there. You guys can see. His hips go out. I don't really like the way it's cut. And even he stands there. You guys can see standing there. It's all folds up and looks pretty untidy. You can't really notice it from the front at all. There's no issues at all. I just didn't like that at all with that. I don't know whether you guys have all had that. But I don't know if you can remedy it, but it's just a bit of a mess. It all kind of bunches up when you move his legs at all, and it just looks a bit stupid. Okay, so let's have a look, guys, now at the accessories that the Sith Trooper comes with. So he doesn't come with many. He's got 2 weapons with him. Because the Rise of Skywalker isn't out yet, there's not official names for these weapons, so they're just called 2 blaster rifles, apparently. So this is the first blaster here. It's literally a black and red colour. Still got the same sort of red as the armour, and it fits with the armour perfectly. Then there's the second one here. It looks kind of almost like a flamethrower or something. It's got this funny little grill at the end of it. Again, it's like matte black with a shiny red finish. Just fits perfectly with the armour. And then a little silver detail over the scope there, you guys can see. So 2 interesting looking weapons. I'm sure they've got better names than 2 blasters. And then obviously you get the classic Hot Toys hands. You've got 2 clenched fist hands. And I believe you get 2 with the trigger fingers there. So you can have 2 guns, 1 in each hand there. Or 1 holding the gun and 1 cupping it on the other side. And then lastly you get 1 hand open as if he's telling someone to halt or pushing his team forward. Then you also get the base as well. So the image on it actually looks like Captain Phasma a little bit. The Sith Trooper picture there, if you guys can see that. It's just literally like a matte finish on top with the Sith logo there. You guys have seen Sith. And then just the picture of the Stormtrooper on the other side there. No Rise of Skywalker deco anywhere. And it's just got the classic pole at the back there with adjustable top there that you can literally put your figure on. And stops it from falling over. Couple other features of the Sith Trooper there, just like the First Order Stormtrooper. This gun here is magnetic, so it literally sits on to his thigh, which looks quite cool then when you can arm him up with both his weapons, so he looks pretty heavily kitted out. And then the stock pulls back on his main rifle. You also get a small instruction manual with it as well. I didn't bother opening it up because it was pretty obvious that there was no extra features for this figure. So there you go, everybody. There's a look at the 1/6 scale Sith Trooper figure from Hot Toys. Overall, it's a decent figure. I know what to expect. If you've got the First Order figure already, you know exactly what you are getting. I think it's one of them ones where we'll see what the film is like, I think, and if these Stormtroopers are in it at all for any sort of long period of time, rather than the Executioner Troopers that we saw for the last film, which were in it for about 2 minutes, and they did a Hot Toys figure of it. I don't know, perhaps they'll sell a lot more. But, you know, they're about on eBay now. They're going to be coming up on there, I imagine, everywhere at some point soon over December when the film's released. Picking up around about £200, I believe. So there we go, everybody. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next review, which is coming very shortly. MDW signing off.